Dutch GP FP1. Now the FP1, much of the FP1 we've seen all through the season. We saw the McLaren, they just stayed up there. Now McLaren has shown that the competition will stay between the two of them, nothing else. They just up there churning times and they look very fast. As in they're about 5 to 6 tenths faster than the next opponent, which looks like the Williams. Now on one run pace, the Williams looks a little bit good all through the season, but this weekend might look a little bit different. The Ferraris are totally off. 14-15. The Mercedes, Antonelli out, benched into the gravel, but his teammate George Russell had a better run, but everybody looks off. The Aston Martin looks much better. Verstappen also benched into the gravel after the whole FP1 while doing his race run simulation. There might be rain during the FP2. Ferrari looks off. Maybe they're preparing for Monza. But if you're preparing for Monza and you are not Monza in it now, then there will be a problem. But I think they have a long way to go. It's showing now that Ferrari have a long way to go. I said in a short video that I made that Ferrari lied to us, and I think they've been really lying to us that the car is fine. To me, Charles Leclerc has been lowering the car than his teammate. That's why he's getting performance. But that car has no performance. They should just focus on next year and let's see what happens. But they can still tweak some things. Will they have time? What if the rain falls like we're having rain in the radar? Will they be able to get the best out of the car? We don't know yet, but they're totally off. Bortoleto is doing a good job. The two RBs are doing a good job. So that looks off behind Lewis Hamilton. In 16, it looks off. The Alpine, I think a lot of these things just need to focus on 2026 because they are not looking like they want to challenge anybody, or less they're challenging themselves, because McLaren is just in their own league. And if you look at the long run pace, McLaren is about 2 seconds away from everybody. It's a knockout. There's no way around it. So let's go into FP2 and see what happens. I'll give you an update on that. FP2. A lot of turning, a lot of guys going into the walls, and we had Lance Stroll that has a fast car into the wall. What shook me more with Lance Stroll was still holding the steering, and that was the same thing that happened to Daniel Ricciardo 2 years ago when he went straight into the wall around that same angle and bolted his hand. Also, we had Alex Albon out also. Lewis Hamilton spun FP1, FP2. I think he likes 360, as in he's turning around. Maybe he's been visiting Nigerian churches singing, I can see everything turning around. Maybe things are turning around for him. But he lost the car twice. He got hold of it, got the grip, and did a good job. Isaac Aja also out, loss of power, maybe a sensor on the car. But the funny thing is, this whole session is very interesting because we can still see that the McLaren are still years ahead. Alonso did a good job. I think the Aston Martin looks fine and looks fast on this track. They brought some upgrades about 4 or 5 races ago in which they say they keep improving on it. The Red Bull, quite far off. They are not close at all. Red Bull are not close. They look like years away from McLaren. Although Yuki Tsunoda got close, but we learned that Yuki Tsunoda still not having the same upgrade as teammate Max Verstappen. Hopefully get a full upgrade and let's see how that works out. But while that is working, Liam Lawson is having ×2 in points of what Yuki Tsunoda is having. A demoted driver. They should just have allowed Yuki Tsunoda to stay in his team, JJ, but I think he was greedy. To me, I would have stayed in that team. In the Racing Bull, what am I looking for? Yes, it's an opportunity to race for Red Bull, but unfortunately, sometimes some seats are cursed, and I think he knows, but I think he got too greedy. That's why for me, I keep advising Isaac Aja. Isaac Aja, don't be tempted. Don't be tempted by the shining apple. He gets too tempted and he gets into that seat, I think he will rush out. That seat is not for the small boys. Also, Lando Norris leading the FP1 and FP2, doing a great job. His teammate some hundredths away from him. And also, we had George Russell closer to the pack. But 4 tenths, still off. The Ferrari are still off. Lewis Hamilton was about 8 tenths to 9 tenths away, but 9 tenths is still far off for him. The two Ferraris are not close. And we saw Max Verstappen himself, who is not close. But in the FP2, the two Williams suffered. They were not right in the mix at all, or like in FP1, they were closer, they were in the mix, but right now they are not in the mix and they have a lot of work to do. Going into qualifying tomorrow, there's still a lot of work. Yes, in the FP2 today, we expected rain 15 minutes into the FP2, but rain came just a little, drizzled a little and left. I hope that we have tomorrow and on Sunday, not real rain, because we will not see the true potential of the race. So if the rain come on and leaves, then we might see a good race, and that will set us up for a wonderful weekend. But who will win? We are seeing the McLaren. They are the only team that will sludge it out, fight for it, and their two drivers will be able to oof into the race, and let's see what they do. Up until tomorrow, you don't want to miss FP3 and the qualifying. It's going to be very interesting. Who will be on pole? Who will win the race? Catch you guys tomorrow. I love you guys. Bye. See you.